Hey guys, Stacey here from G-Force Fitness. Today I'm going to show you my top 3 exercises to do before you actually squat. It's really important that you get some mobility in, you do some activation of the glutes, and you also do some warm-up sets before you actually squat with your intended weight for the day. So depending on how many reps you're doing, if you're doing a max, if you're doing so many sets, you know, your coach will be able to tell you how many warm-up sets you should be doing. We want you guys to try and do this pre your squat session so that as soon as your session starts at say 6 p.m. we can get straight into it. So my first drill is one to open your hips up. So what we're going to do is you just need a resistance band. The resistance band, you know, to use depends on how tight your hips are, how strong you are. You'll just have to try a few bands and use one that you can feel it actually working. So what we're going to do is you're going to hop in the band first, and we're going to put one leg in. This goes underneath our glute. We're going to lunge back, and you should be able to feel it in the front of your hips, okay, and a little bit of your quad as well. So we're just going to hold it. You can rock around. We're going to do this, say, for 30 seconds each side. You can do it a couple of times. It depends how tight you are. I sometimes rock side to side. I just like to feel that nice stretch down in my hip flexor. So make sure you do that on both sides. The next one we're going to do is you're going to stay same leg in the band. You're going to pop it up into your groin. You're going to take a step forward, and what we're going to do is put our leg at 90 degrees, and we're going to push our hips forward, and you should feel that right in your groin start to open. So what I'll do is I'll give you guys a front view so you can see exactly the band placement and where you should be feeling it. So up into the groin nice and high. We're going to take a step forward. As we step forward, our foot is going to go at 90 degrees to our body. And we're just going to hold it, and you should feel it start to open up your hips. You don't want to be twisted, or you don't want to twist your pelvis. You just want to be nice 90-degree angle and pushing your hips through. Okay, and you'll really feel it in there. So again, make sure you do that 30 seconds or so each side, and repeat a couple times if you need it. You can also do these in between sets, so don't feel like once you do your mobility and your activation that's it. You feel free to do it in between your sets for anywhere that you're tight. So the next mobility we're going to do is our ankle mobility. So more often than not, if people can't squat low or get depth, it's because they've got tight ankles. So what we're going to do again is just use the band. We're going to pull it down. We're going to pop our ankle in the band. We're going to take a little bit of a step forward just to create some resistance. What we're going to do from here is push forward on our ankle. We're going to roll it around. We're going to not fall over. We're going to lunge back. So forward, I like to count 1, 2, 3, come back. Forward, 1, 2, 3, come back. You might feel some crackle and pops in your ankle, and that's totally normal. While you're doing this, you want to make sure that you keep your heel firmly placed on the ground and you're not lifting it up, okay? So only push as far as you can go with your knee over your toe, so much that you keep your heel on the floor and it doesn't feel any pain at all. It's just a bit of a stretch. So again, you're going to do that both sides for me, and repeat if you need to a couple of times. And you know, maybe even film yourself squatting before the ankle mobility, and then film yourself squatting afterwards. The last one we're going to do is some glute activation. You're going to grab some of these mini bands, or you can wrap a bigger band in half or in thirds, and you're going to pop it around your kneecaps. You're going to push your hips back, like you were doing a half squat or something like that. So we'll push our hips back, and then we're going to point our toes slightly out, and we're going to do, say, 10 walks up and 10 walks back. Now you just need to do little steps, you don't need to do massive big ones. Now you should be able to feel this in, say, I'm moving to my left side, so I feel it in my left glute. Again, we get to the end, bum a little bit back, toes pointed out, and we're moving across. You want to keep tension on the band at all times, and you'll start to feel it in your glutes. And again, we go back. So I'd probably do about 10 times, you know, and then you're going to do 3 laps up and back. The next one you can do is the same, but put it around your ankles. So again, we're going to push our hips back. We're going to go 10 one way and 10 the other way, and try and squeeze your glutes at the same time, okay? And they'll really start to burn. From there, if you want to do some extra glute activation work, you can actually do things called clams. Most of us have lazy glutes because we sit at the computer all day, so it's quite hard for us to just switch them on when we need them. So those are my top 3 things that you should be doing before you squat. Please try and give them a go before you get into your session, and then that way, once your trainer's ready to go, we can start straight away. Thanks, guys.